Hello and welcome to the Operations Toolbox Podcast. This is the show that solopreneurs turn to when they want to learn more about the fundamental tools, systems, and structure needed to run a successful business without feeling overworked and overwhelmed. How about that? So today we are going to be talking about systems, and these are the four core fundamental systems that you need to have in your business regardless of the stage you're at. It doesn't matter if you're making $50,000 or $50 billion. These are core systems you need in your business. My name is Tanya Harrison. I am your host and your guide for this podcast. So let's go ahead and dig in because I know you really want to know what these systems are. And these systems are extremely important when it comes to being a solopreneur in your business, right? Because we're all about being as efficient as possible and building capacity so that we can stay more in our zone of genius and don't have to spend a lot of time doing things that really are not inside our zone of genius. So these systems are going to help you get to the point where you could build capacity and also start to hire the team that you need to help you continue growing your business and being successful. Before we dig in and start talking about the actual four systems, I want to make sure that we are all working under the same definition of what a system is. A lot of times when we talk about systems, a lot of times we're talking about technology, but this time I'm talking about a real system. So when I say system, I'm referring to a set of interrelated steps, right, that we take in order to achieve a specific objective. Now, these steps will include, in many times, processes, technology, and technique. That is going to make up the entire system, right? So that's what we're talking about here. Yes, it does include technology, but it's not only technology. Okay, so as we walk through these systems, these core fundamental systems that you absolutely need to have, I want you to think about your process and the tools needed in order to make up this comprehensive system. The first system I want to talk about is your customer attraction and acquisition system. This is basically your sales and marketing system. That's just what I call it. Customer attraction and acquisition system. Now, this is extremely important, and I find that a lot of us miss it, where we don't have a systematic way of going out and attracting leads and being able to convert them into customers. This is so important and missed so often that I included it in my precision planning VIP intensive. So the planning is supposed to be about us designing that roadmap, but one of the things that we flush out is your system, right? Your customer attraction and acquisition system for your core offering has to be there. It's that important. And what you'll find is if you don't have this system in place or you don't have a system that works, you'll find that you go through this feast and famine mode, right? Where you'll have a lot of customers and clients, and then you go through these periods of where you really don't have anyone in your funnel and signing up. So in order to avoid that, you want to have a systematic way of getting people where you're always doing it. So it's this circle thing where it is always going and happening. Even if you have a seasonal business, you can plan for that and you can do what you need to do during those times, right? So within this system, there are subsystems, and that is what I'm going to talk a little bit about with this system, because this is a huge system, right? So it's everything from making your ideal client, your audience, aware that you exist and you have a solution for their problem, all the way through to actually getting them to buy. Right? So that makes up your entire process. The subsystems that are included in that, I refer to them as ACEs. So any of you that have been through any of my training, you have heard this terminology, right? So it's ACEs. The first thing is you have to have a method of attracting who it is that you want to attract. A lot of us that are online, we have a content strategy. You may be running ads, things like that. So those are ways that you are attracting, right? So you definitely want to make sure you have something in place, and you want it to be inbound and outbound, right? Because we don't want to have to wait for people to come and find us. We want to be able to go out to those people and find them as well. So that's my attraction, right? So that's the A in ACEs. The next one is C, which is capture. Now that I have made them aware, I need to capture them, right? So whether I meet somebody online or at a networking event, I need to have a way to bring them from networking and off online into my space. And I need to capture information about them so that I can continue the conversation and ultimately make the sale. So you need to have something in place to capture. An example of this could be an email marketing software, right? Where you offer something and they sign up, and when they sign up, they go to your email list. So this could be whether they sign up for a webinar, some type of information, lunch and learn, whatever it is that you're using to attract them. Now you have a method of capturing their information. The next subsystem under your sales and marketing system is engage. Now that I have attracted them and I have captured the information, now I want to engage with them. It's about building relationships. I find that it is easier for me to convert people to customers when I have built a relationship with them. So the E is engage. And then the S is for sell. Now you're going to go in and you're going to share information and you're going to make the sell. So those components, those four things make up your complete sales and marketing system, or your customer attraction and acquisition system. That is the number one system that you want to make sure you have in place. It may look a little different for each of your offerings. That's something that you want to go back and you look at, right? So if you are selling multiple services, you may have different language that you use to attract people, or you may have a different way of capturing them. So maybe you're using a lead magnet and you have one lead magnet that leads to a specific offering and another one that leads to another offering. So think through these things. But what you want to do is whatever your primary offering is, whatever that service or product is, the primary thing that you sell, you want to make sure that you develop a system for that. And then you can mimic it, right? And tweak it accordingly for anything else that you have that doesn't fit into that. Okay. So that is the system that you absolutely need to have. Now, I'm going to say that about each one of these, because each of these you need to have in your business, again, regardless of how much money you make. But for us as solopreneurs, it's even more important. And I have to tell you, I fell victim to not having this first system in my business, and it wreaked havoc, right? So I actually found myself going through, like I said, the feast or famine mode, because I was getting clients, people were referring people to me and things like that. So I wasn't really going out and getting clients. I didn't really have a content strategy at the time. So I didn't have some things in place to keep people coming. You know what I mean? And attracting people on a regular basis. So I would go through things where I would have this project, I would have these things going on, and then it'd be dry. So once I really started to dig into my data and look at things, I was like, oh my goodness, most of my people are coming from referrals, you know what I mean? Or a networking event where I wasn't getting a lot online, or if I was getting them online, it wasn't on some of the channels that I was on. So once I really started to sit down, dig into this, I was like, I don't have a system. I don't have a systematic way of getting people. I gotta fix this. So that's when I started to really dig into this and started to see better results, right? It's not going to be perfect the first time you put it together. You're going to put this system in place with the processes, the tools, and the technique, right? And then what you're going to do is monitor it. And then you're going to make tweaks along the way, and you're going to make it better and better. But you have to start somewhere. So start by getting your customer attraction and acquisition system in place. Think about how you're going to attract people, capture them, engage with them, and then make the sale. Those are the phases. The second system is the wow system, or the delivery system. So I've made the sale. Yay! Now I got to make sure I am delivering at minimum what it was I said that I was going to deliver. You notice I said at minimum, because we always want to go above and beyond. But in my wow system, I want to make sure I have a way of onboarding people. I'm keeping the communication open. So I want to have some things in place to make that happen. That could be via email. That could be via a phone call. It depends on what your process is. And then I want to make sure I am really clear about when and how I am going to deliver the offering. So as an example, I could think about if I am a website designer, right? So now I done went through the sales and marketing. I have closed the deal. Now I'm going to onboard you. I'm requesting some information from you, and I'm going to be really clear about when I am going to deliver the completed website, and then how I'm going to deliver it. So when you're thinking about how you're going to deliver it, really think about some things that you could add that could improve the customer's experience, things that they may not be expecting, right? So for a website designer, of course they're expecting a fabulous functional website. Like at minimum, they need to get that, right? One that meets their needs, the needs of their business and their customers, and all of those things, and has all of the features that they need. But aside from that, when you deliver it, maybe you're going to deliver it in a way where they're going to get a video that kind of walks them through everything that is included. And then maybe they'll get a training manual, some type of document where they can make quick updates and, and things like that. Think about extra things that you could actually give them that's going to, like I said, enhance the experience and make them think, wow, you know what I mean? So that's what the wow system does. And you want to make sure you include something that only you do, only you deliver. This is going to be your special sauce, your technique, the thing that separates you from everybody else. But make sure you have a system in place for delivering whatever it is. Even if you sell products, right? So maybe when you sell products, from the time they actually purchase, you're going to make sure you're notifying them, telling them how great the products are and how excited you are that they purchased them. And then you're going to talk to them about when it's going to be delivered. And then when you're actually doing your packaging, you can add some little nice features in there, you know what I mean, to make them feel extra special about purchasing something from you. So this is your wow system. And these are the things that you really need to be thinking about that need to be included in this system, right? So again, you notice that for this wow system, we got tools, processes, and techniques. All three of these are really included. System number three. This is our retention / referral system, or offboarding system. So now that I have made the sale, I have delivered this fabulous product or service. Now what is next, right? This is where we want to talk about retention and referral system. So if you have another product or service that they could purchase, then you're going to do things within this model to retain them as a customer, right? So this could be communication. You're going to have follow-up. You may send out a survey. You may request testimonials. You may give them a discount off their next purchase. There's going to be things that you're going to do to continue the relationship with them and let them know that you want to continue to have them as a customer and invite them to that, right? So back to the website designer example, you may have a maintenance plan that comes after that, where you make monthly updates or quarterly updates, or they get so many changes per month or quarter, however you decide to do it, but there's some type of maintenance plan, right? So now you've done a great job, right? And they don't want the headache of having to maintain their website. So maybe there's some things that you could do and you could package up together in terms of a maintenance package. So now that looks like a retainer. But if you don't have anything else to sell, that's okay. That is totally okay. You did a great job. You got a testimonial. Now they can refer you. And if you want to ante up, right, step up your game, you could have a referral program. Your referral program or your affiliate program would award people for referring them to you, right? So think about how you could set that up and structure it in a way that makes sense for both you and your customer. So all of that would be included in your retention / referral system, right? So think about everything that you want to happen. Think about your offerings as they are and what would make sense for you and your business. System number 4. The 4th system is your optimization system or your continuous improvement system. You won't hear about this system. This is one that I implemented in a corporation over a decade ago. And we had some of the other things in place, but we didn't have an optimization system. We didn't have a defined way of going back and enhancing our systems, right? So this is something that I use in my business today and something that I help CEOs do in their business, right? Because a lot of times we'll put things in place and they are working and we don't go back and we don't check to see if there are enhancements that we can make, right? So we don't have a method of evaluation where we say, okay, this is how this is working. We can optimize it. We can make it better. And let me tell you something. As a solopreneur, this is a huge opportunity to next level your customers' experience and grow your business. Because what it does is it helps you to, number one, remain innovative, right? So are there things that you can do to enhance the experience, improve your conversion rates, improve your product or service? All of these things are included, and all of these things lead to, at the end of the day, higher profits. The more efficient your processes are, the more efficient your systems are, the more money you keep in your pocket. So it's one thing to have revenue, it's another thing to have increased profits. What these systems do is they help you enhance both. But the optimization system, it really, really, really helps you to keep more of your profits in your pockets, right? And that's where we want them to be. So you need to have a way of going back and evaluating all of the other systems that you have in your business, especially these core systems. And then you need to have a method or a way of implementing corrections, implementing enhancements. So it may sound like a lot, but I want you to think of it like this, right? So say, for instance, a while ago, a lot of people were not doing video, right? We just weren't doing video. So when people were providing a solution, and I'm going to go back to the website design, right? They would turn over the website and they would have a call where they actually walk you through it and things like that. Well, now that people are using more video, you could actually do a shared screen where you are doing a recording, talking through and walking them through. Now they have something tangible that they can always go back to and review, right? So it's not necessarily the call recording. This is one that I have done, and it's more polished and it's specific, to that person's website. The other way we use video that we didn't use before, right? As a part of my onboarding process for some of my calls, I have a video where I'm walking them through what the next steps are. So these are things that we do now that we didn't do before, right? And some people still aren't using video in their onboarding process and things like that. So it's an opportunity to optimize your systems, and you want to take advantage of that. So always be thinking about, what can I do to enhance this system? What can I do to next level my customers' experience? And think about those little things, and that is going to be a part of your optimization system. So you're always going to the market and you're looking for ideas and looking for ways that you could improve your systems and your process and your customers' experience. So all of that kind of makes up your optimization system, but it's having a defined way of going back and doing that and doing it in a timely manner, right? So you don't want to let okay, I have this thing in place for 2 years and I don't ever go back and look at it and see if there's a way to enhance it or review it. And then the other part of that is that data, and that goes through all of these systems, right? Where you're going to be reviewing data along the way, and that is going to show you if it's working or if there is room for improvement as well. So those are the 4 core foundational systems that every business should have, but I'm really focused on you, the solopreneur. So you, as a solopreneur, you need to make sure you have all of these systems in place. So quick recap. The 4 systems that you want to have in place is number 1, your customer attraction and acquisition system. This is your sales and marketing system. This is the thing that's going to help you attract your ideal customers and your audience and convert them into customers and clients. The second system you want to have is your wow system or your delivery system. So this is the what, when, and how you are going to actually deliver your product or service, and making sure you have that secret sauce of wowing your customer. Third system you want to have is your retention and referral system or your offboarding system. And in this one, you want to make sure you have a way of following up, continuing to build relationships through referrals or affiliate program and or maintenance programs. The 4th system you want to make sure you have is your optimization system or your continuous improvement system. And this is the one that is going to help you go back and evaluate all of the other systems you have in your business and keep them at the highest level, right? So the best of the best, right? So you're always making sure that you are going to the next level with innovation, experience, and all of those components. So those are the 4 core systems. Are there other systems that you need to have in your business? Absolutely. But you need to have these in order to even have a business. All right. So I want to thank you for joining me for episode 2. We are still pretty new here, but that is okay. So I want to thank you for joining me for episode 2 of the Operations Toolbox podcast. Again, my name is Tanya Harrison, and I have been happy to share all of these things with you. If you have any questions at all, you can drop them below. But more importantly, please rate our podcast. It is new. Let us know how we're doing and provide any feedback that you have for us. That would be greatly appreciated. And if there's any topics that you would like to hear, I know we're just getting started and we have a lot on the list, but you can add to it. So if there's some things that you'd like to hear, go ahead and include that as well. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing you in episode 3. Have a wonderful day.